Hello, fifth grade. So here's the idea for this week. I want to teach you a relaxation kind of technique, as well as get your brain thinking into artistic terms. So I want you guys to abandon the idea of perfection because we are not perfectionists in here. What I want you guys to do is explore as many different ideas as you can think of. So I have these little sheets to help you out. There is no particular thing you have to draw. But what I want you to do is I want you to experiment with different ideas and play. So, for instance, we are going to be doing Zentangles this week. And if you get done with this worksheet, then what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to use some of the designs that you come up with to create a 3D cube where you can pick and choose so that your designs are part of the cube. If you do not have enough time for that, that's fine. But each one of these squares by the end of the week is going to be worth 1 point. So we've got 5 squares on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares on the bottom. So 5 times 9 is 45. This thing is worth 45 points. Every box that you fill is going to be a point. Now, when I say fill, what I do not mean that this is filled, this is filled, this is filled, this is filled. No, 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 no. We are not just scribbling. I want a legitimate effort. Now, it does not have to be hard. It does not have to be complicated. Meet it at your skill level. But if you take a look at the top of these worksheets that are going to be passed out to you, there are different prompts. So circles, squares, triangles, lines, clovers, stars, wavy, free choice. These are basically giving you a theme so that you can have an easier time of starting. So for instance, if I was going to do circles, I want to come up with 5 different patterns that have a circle. Now that might seem really hard. It might seem really easy. It depends on what you want to do. But really, anything qualifies as long as it has something similar to a circle. So I could do something totally like this, where I have squares, and inside of those squares are circles, and that counts. It does not have to be super complicated. They don't have to be super detailed, but I do want you guys to fill the squares and spend your time focusing on getting some of these patterns in. Basically, this is a brain exercise to get your brain to think in multiple directions. So, if you need some help, there are some sheets that you can go with. I will have a sheet for everybody so that you can have some inspiration in case you get stuck. So, if you take a look at these sheets, you can see this one could qualify as circles. This one can 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 qualify as circles if you want it to, because it has these curved lines. But remember, you also have a wavy line in it. So if you want to practice some of these and try them out, you're welcome to. We went over something like this at the beginning of the year where we were doing your leaves. So if you have a pattern that you used for your leaf that you want to kind of come up with, that's fine. But I want you guys to fill all of these squares by the end of the week. These are just an idea of a theme. So, for instance, squares. This one could have qualified for circles or squares. That does not mean I get to reuse it. So, unfortunately, you will have to come up with a different one for this side. So, if you, for instance, want to do something like this, where you have a wavy line, but you use that, or if you want to start in the corner and you want to do a pattern like this, it does not have to be super, super hard. What I want you guys is to come up with, like I said, different designs. I don't want you to reuse an idea here, 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 here. Free choice all have to be different than what you've used over here. It's basically just filling in the squares as best you can with some different thoughts. If you have one that you really like, let's say you like that one, and you really want to try it out, maybe that can qualify as a clover. That's usually the one that everybody gets stuck on, is clovers. It does not have to be a legitimate clover. So like this, I would qualify as clover. That is all of just making some bumps and kind of going from there. If you want to do kind of a flower pattern to it, that's fine. It's okay. There are going to be a lot of people who think they're stuck and they're really not because they don't know where to go. Well, the problem is that you don't know where to go because you don't have an idea. That's the whole problem. It's not that you don't know what to do, it's that you don't have an idea. So your job is to find an idea. If you need to Google one, Google one. If you want to take a look around the room and share ideas, if it's okay with the person you're sharing with, that's fine too. But what I don't want to see is I don't want to see everybody having the same papers because everybody copied the same patterns. I want you guys coming up with some of your own too. If you borrow an idea, you have to change it. So if you see this and somebody has borrowed that idea, maybe one of the things that you do on yours is every other row is dark. So this one would be light, this one would be dark. Change it up, make it your own idea. I don't want you guys copy, 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 copy. This is a brain exercise, and if you use somebody else's brain, then it's not going to exercise yours at all. So make sure you're doing it. You are basically filling in with different patterns that you will use. Now, this is a student example from last time that I did this. As you can see, clovers were done in different ways. So this one started at the corner. This one started at the middle with kind of a cloverish shape. This one started with a star. Wavy patterns, free choice. You've got circles, you've got squares, you've got triangles. So these are different examples. You can borrow some of these, but make sure you use them as your own. But you can see the student did not score very well because they left half of them blank. So even though they did a good job on these ones, because they left so much undone, they did not get a very good score. So make sure you're taking the time to fill this in. This is as much time management as it is anything else. If you have any questions, please see me, or you can take a look at the example board and I will make sure that we touch base. But this is your assignment this week, so let me know if you have any problems. In order to submit the assignment, you will take a picture of your worksheet and you will submit it into Schoology like we've done before. If you have any questions, please let me know.